Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I thought I come. I'm very shaken up. There is this super full moon, this blue moon that is coming in a few days. Personally, I've got like my ears are like they have plugs, and I have my nose, my lungs, my throat. Everything is like it's an accelerator of energy that is assisting me. I'm going to pull a card. I wanted to say that in response to some comments I got in the French video, but I thought it's interesting to talk about it, is when you bow to someone, you bow to yourself, you bow to the divine I am that is within you, and then from there, this divine I am will honor the divine I am of the presence of the person you bow to, but you always bow to yourself. And trust all the destiny of everybody else in the hands of God. What you do not want to forget is to take yourself, to take love and light with you, wherever you go, to be in a state of ease as much as possible, and learn to depend on your higher self. Because once we start communicating with our higher self, we understand. It's like it is really it is the highest guide, the highest truth. Well, the card of the day is really a card. Is the luncheon on the grass. It's the 10 of Raphael. It's a card that talks about satiety. A life made of love and grace. Happy family relationship. Harmonious family relationship. In the search of happiness. So just continue to cultivate this sense of happiness and see what brings you joy, see what brings you happiness. From within or without, but it has to come also to connect from within, to accept, to make a choice, to choose happiness as your base model of reality. And I wanted to thank now I'm going to leave Toulouse. I'm going to make a break for a few days. I'm going to go to Annecy, and I'll thank Kat also for in advance. I want to say it's very important to stay heart-centered, because there is as many ways of ascension as there are human beings. It's like everybody will have a unique way, and there are as many ascension paths as there are aspirant. So your heart and soul will call you to let you know to let you go of limited belief and all the comfort zones, which the ego doesn't really like it, but eventually we pushed and pushed and pushed in a very easy way, without judgment. God never judged everybody. He's very consistent. I will not let go of anyone in life. He will persevere with all processes. So I have a total trust and faith in each moment, and because we all have very specific plans, specific soul plan. I'm just sharing some aspect of my own, but see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Sometimes we've been using tools that were very useful spiritual tools, and then now we are on the next level. We continue to use those tools. It's like, just you want to go back to the last level? No, you have to let go of certain tools in order to learn the new ones. So we have to continue to move forward, and to know what we need to release and what we need to cultivate. It's all will be revealed when we're ready to understand. It's very important to understand that if all the revelation would come at once, the whole society would break down. It would be complete chaos, anarchy, panic. It would be total chaos. So it has to come little by little. Just as if God would show you the totality of your mistake during this lifetime, without even going to past life, just during this lifetime, He would completely break us up in. Well, once we would completely break our psyche, we would never be able to get up again. There would be so much guilt and so much, even if we've been living in the light, we still made mistakes. But little by little, God would present you a mistake, so it gives you an opportunity to forgive or to correct something, and then it shows you another. And once everything is transmuted, you can understand that there is total forgiveness, for there is never a need for any blame, for it's all part of the creative process, and understanding also that dreams are very, very important. Not all dreams are important. When you have a nightmare, just let it go. Don't talk about it. Just like let it go. Transmute it in energy. But sometimes and some dreams are just entertainment or bizarre or whatever, but they are very, for me, some of my most spiritual, most powerful information I got in relationship to my ascension path was revealed to me as a story. When I woke up in the morning, it was a story that some of those dreams, what you call dreams, they're not really dreams, but they are they actually I will never forget them. They transform me forever. So pay attention to your dreams, also your meditation, because meditation is very important. It's the ability to be in non-doing, to be in serenity, not having to do and do and do and do. For it is important you can find truth in creativity, in whatever activity, communication, or even in books. But you cannot learn meditation in books. Meditation is about finding even for 10 minutes a day, you just close your eyes and you breathe, and you observe your thoughts, you observe your emotions, and then you have this beautiful thought that pass through, and then you put your attention there, and poof, it opens a portal, or God sees that something is happening. Sometimes you have a thought that you really don't want to have, but it's there, and so how do you react to that? It's a process we learn as we go, but you cannot learn meditation from books. It's like you can read all the books you want about swimming. If you don't ever go into a swimming pool or the ocean or lake or river, you will not learn to swim. If you're going to hire a guide to climb a high mountain, you better have a guide that knows the mountain than a guide that's never been on the mountain but read all the books about the mountain. So it's all about practice, experience. And meditation, it doesn't mean you cannot do guided meditation, but it's good to have time for yourself to integrate them. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. The observer of the day is this orphan. Sometimes we feel a bit abandoned, which is not true, because this bird, he has wings. It's just he has those wings. He doesn't know he can fly. That's why it's just gotta wake up. You can fly. Where the highest wisdom is happy, to understand the ultimate perfection of all things. All the failures, all that we ever had will accumulate into a great success, because God is behind the process, as we choose to follow the will of God, of course. Otherwise, it's like whatever ego will determine their way. But for a very long time, we were a sculptor. We sculpted our life, and now we are the sculpture itself that God is sculpting. So it's a co-creative process, but everything is perfect because there's been so much work that has been done. Hopefully, you can see the perfection in things and accept the total perfection. For only God sees perfection on all levels. For everybody else, there is level of a relative or evolving perception of perfection, but the acceptation of to be happy. What needs to be understood is the soulmate, this deep soul connection. What needs to be done is the milk and honey. Focus on the good things of life. And really, it's all about being relaxed and at ease and at peace. The more you can find ease and peace and grace, the closer you are to this ability to get to a next level. And the outcome will be to chop up some wood, to be ready, to clean up, to get the place ready. And it's like our body is like a temple, but we need to clear up the space so more of God can come. And so there is a little bit of work, and we also need to prepare for what we've been asking for, to remove the edge, to be soft, to not be to not blow fuse. There are a lot of people I see that sometimes they blow it's like a little tiny minuscule thing that have no sense. Put them in a state of it's like a demon take over, and it's like hell is being created just because something complete nonsense. So it's important to learn to stay serene, to breathe, and love yourself as you are. And there is no more need for blame, for shame, for regret. All and is forgiven. And if you can, you get most sickness is like the best place to start when we find a dysfunction is to find out the cause, to remove the cause, but to say I love me, I forgive me, and I'm ready to heal. It is a great step to ask God to because God is all powerful. So you turn your thoughts to the Creator to assist you in this healing, or an archangel or the galactic family. Because they're creating a lot of worries. Worries will paralyze, they will paralyze, they will create a trap. That's how they keep the mass under control. When people worry, they're incapable of motion. So, and if you find, we all do, honestly, we find ourselves at time worrying, and we have to have the presence to turn within and to access a plane of light that is compatible with our state of being. And it's important to use, to imagine, to visualize the violet fire as we are consumed within the violet fire, and send it inside the earth where the violet fire is, and and then he will augment in intensity, in frequency, your own flame of transformation. The violet fire is the mix of the blue flame of the father and the pink flame of the mother, that becomes the first and second ray, that becomes the flame of transmutation, the seven ray. And for all is revealed through the third eye. And it's very important to understand all. Sometimes we don't understand what goes through our third eye. We can visualize, empower, create something in our mind and project it, but it's not usually the higher vision is just something that comes down and unfold. Sometimes they're telling me thing, or through sound or light, that I don't really appreciate, so I transmute it. I find a way. I call on an angel, I call on my master guide, I call on the creator, depending on the inspiration of the moment. But I try to prevent problems from happening as much as possible. And because the third eye, it happens as it happens, and it's just but they will make you, if you listen to them on in the matrix level, for there is a lot of revelation that are coming. I see, as always, for many years from Russia, there's a lot of truth is coming out, and they're like revelator of truth in the same time. So I appreciate their work for the creator and for the light. But if you listen to the mainstream media, they will make you. They make you believe that the illusion will continue eternally, so they can keep the control. But it's not true. It will. Darkness only exists because we believe it exists. In truth, there is only the love of God. But that's every consciousness needs to be expressed. Everything is expressing itself. So as we believe in darkness, it becomes real in our reality. So we have to accept that we have created that in our reality, and little by little we can transmute it and remove it from our consciousness. So there is only love and light at the end. For this, there's going to be a lot of clearing with the cosmic rays that are coming, and understanding there's only one I am presence. It's like if you, for non-human beings, there is a separation. We're all different. We all have a great deal of difference, and those differences is a challenge that God has created. It says, can you love each other regardless of your difference? But even on the soul level, there's many different souls that are on different level. But in terms of the I am presence that oversees the whole process, is there can be only one I am presence. My I am presence is a singular spirit, but I cannot imagine that is separated from any of the other I am presence of every human being on the planet. The thing is, this I am presence will never force its will. So the I am presence knows if it's a human counterpart is cooperating or not cooperating. It will not force itself. So there is the I am presence, my I am presence, that I am, is I am that I am, my I am presence, is actually working with those who are also working with this consciousness of the creator. And so for we cannot create the total fusion, because if we create the fusion, the body will disappear and vanish from this dimension eternally. So it's like right now we need to be seated within our power, within this love and light, to integrate the highest energy. For there is only one power, and it is God. It's like so it's just as but since all consciousness needs to be expressed, it is only what we choose to manifest, to empower, to experience that manifest. So now we've been unconsciously experiencing so many things. Now we have to return to consciousness, and so take your time, be at ease, be relaxed, and no need for blame, shame, or guilt, or regret, or anything like that. Just know it was all an experience that taught you to be where you are. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a song. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I thank you for your kind donations. And if you want a private session, you can send me an email. I will be off for a few days, probably. I'm going to pull a few oracles, but I also going to sing this old song of classic rock and roll. It's called The House of the Rising Sun. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boys, and me, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. And the only time that he is satisfied is when he's all drunk. Now I've got one foot on the platform, the other on the train, and I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that balls and chain. My mother tell your sister never to do what I have done, to spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boy. And me, I know I'm one, and me, I know I'm one. I'm sorry, there's a few versions of that song, so I wasn't sure which version, which words to put in this. So say, tell my sisters, or tell my children, tell your children. And for New Orleans, it's like I've been many times to New Orleans. I always pass through a wonderful restaurant. I stayed about 2 weeks the first time in the French Quarter at the Holiday Inn, a beautiful place. It was quite pleasant, but to live there would be really difficult. There was a very heavy energy. It wasn't really in my frequency, but since then there was a big hurricane. Maybe it transformed the energy there. And for every time I crossed, I cannot help but to stop to get for the food and so there's much work to do in America in my project, probably New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Santa Fe, Washington, D.C. There will be priorities, maybe San Francisco, Honolulu. Maybe we'll see, maybe other places. We'll see what our involvement will be with those places, depending on the necessity and our means and so on. For the observer of the day is rejoicing, rejoice. You're entering into a sacred time, a sacred dimension. You're going to come into a wonderful experiences. So rejoice. That was the first oracle of Delphi. Rejoice. You're entering into the sacred. The highest wisdom is luck. Luck is like when God wants to remain anonymous. It's good fortune that comes from heaven. So it is there. I just know it is there. Trust that. Be lucky. Trust your luck. And what we need to understand is consolation. We need to heal ourselves. We need to complete this healing. I forgive myself, and I'm ready to go through the healing. After that, what we need to do is clairvoyance, continue to open your third eye, to be sensitive to your feeling, to be turned into the best feeling thoughts always, and to continue to call on your higher self. And the outcome is righteousness, to be true, to be fair, to be just, to be transparent, to be honest. And it's very important. Every detail counts. There is no blame. Yet every choice has a certain importance because it will be reflected in a certain way, and we'll have to learn something from it. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Salam.